Hey everybody. I did record this lesson with my first class today, but I didn't really like the way that it turned out. It was kind of all over the place because I was answering questions while I was doing it. So I'm just going to restart. So if you're in that class and you were excited to have your lesson be up there, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the personal narrative for the seventh graders. Specifically, I'm showing you how I'm grading it and what I do and what I don't want to see. So far, about 90% of the class is at the point where you're writing your drafts. But I am seeing some concerning things from those of you who have turned your drafts in. Okay, let's start with what is most important in your essay. What is most important are these four qualities right here. Okay, these four qualities make up 80% of your grade. This is the least important: mechanical and grammatical accuracy. That means things like spelling, punctuation, okay? Those, you can have a couple of errors in there. Notice that under exceptional, it says you can have few errors, meaning a couple of errors, and still pass, okay? Still have 6 out of 6 points. So even if you're missing a couple of punctuation marks here or there, you can still get full credit for that. However, you do need to have a story. Okay, what I'm seeing is a lot of just lists of details about yourself that look kind of like this. Okay, you'll say something like this: "This is my personal narrative. I'm almost 30, but I was a kid once too. I like guitar and music. Sometimes pizza is good, but I prefer spaghetti. A lot of people think I'm funny, but I don't really think I'm particularly funny. I do have a good sense of humor, but I'm not like a stand-up comedian or anything. Painting is fun, and I really like it, so that's something about me, I guess." Smiley face. "My parents taught me how to ski, and I once broke my leg skiing. I didn't let it stop me, though, so I'm kind of a determined person. Anyway, that's my story. Hope you like it. Bye." This is bad, okay? Not only does it not contain any kind of story, it doesn't have a beginning, middle, and end, but it's also just written in a really boring way. Every line is kind of the same thing. I like this. I like that. A lot, people think I do this. I didn't let it, right? It's all the same line over and over and over again. There's no sentence variety. There's no figurative language. This is just boring. And on top of that, I also do this horrible, horrible thing. I say, "This is my personal narrative." No, no. I know that it's your personal narrative. I asked you to write it, okay? You don't need to tell me what it is. I already know what it is. Same with this outro here. This whole like, "Anyway, that's my story. Hope you like it. Bye. Like and subscribe." Like, no. Stop. Just end it. Just end the story wherever it ends. It ends. That's it. The end. You don't have to write "and they all lived happily ever after. Thanks for reading." Okay? Don't do that. No, I'll send it back until you delete it. And then there's this, of course, the smiley face. So far, I have not gotten any smiley faces, but I'm just concerned because this is basically a carbon copy of what I've gotten from a lot of you, but just no smiley face. Okay, so far we've had no smiley faces, so that's good. But I'm just concerned. All right. What do I want to see? I want to see something more like this. Begin with a line that summarizes your story. Begin with a cool introduction, something that grabs our attention, okay? Like, "The line between childhood and adulthood is about 5 years thick." We call the people within that line teenagers. When I became a teenager, I was 13. So see, I introduce you to this idea of I'm going to be talking about a time when I was a teenager. And then I list some important details about myself. So I establish a character. When I was 13, when I became a teenager, I was 13, a 7th grader in JTL, and a bit awkward. Okay, fine. I was very awkward. Do you see how this isn't just a bland line? It's not like I was a teenager. I was 13 years old. I went to JTL. Okay, that's how I could have written this, but I didn't write it like that. I wrote it with a variety of sentence length, okay? This one: "When I became a teenager, I was 13, a 7th grader in JTL, and a bit awkward." That's a long sentence. And then I slow it down for a quick little joke. Okay, fine. I was very awkward. Because that's how we speak. We speak with a natural cadence and rhythm that sounds sing-songy and eloquent. I didn't know how to talk to girls. I spent a lot of time playing nerdy games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And RuneScape and was more interested in hobbies than class. At the time, one of my favorite hobbies was skiing. I was in the ski club and spent every Wednesday night on the slopes. So a few consistent sentences here. My dad was teaching me how to hit jumps in the park, and I was really getting into it. I had hit one jump with a wide knuckle a bunch of times, so I was going to do a trick off of it this time. My dad always said, don't go too slow or you'll land on the knuckle and hurt your knees. So now I introduce some dialogue, right? I have the character of my dad who's telling me, don't go too slow, okay? I took his advice very seriously and hit the jump really fast. I flew through the air, hit the ground, heard a loud pop, then black. So again, see how I'm varying the sentence? I don't just say, I flew through the air and landed in the jump and hurt myself, okay? Instead, I let the reader draw a picture of it. And I use figurative language, like I use an onomatopoeia here with pop, okay? I'm even adding some, some emphasis, but this, you don't need this, all right? That was just so that you could see it. I heard a loud pop, then black, all right? And the ellipses there to add a little depth. And then my next paragraph starts, when I woke up, I don't need to show you the whole story here, but what I do need to show you is that this is a lot better than this, okay? You still get to learn a lot about me. You still learn that I like Yu-Gi-Oh! And RuneScape and whatever, okay? I'm not really a Yu-Gi-Oh! Guy nowadays. I'm more of a Magic the Gathering kind of guy, but that's not. Let's look back at the rubric. Mechanical and grammatical accuracy. Both of these stories have a couple of grammatical errors, okay? I miss a comma in here somewhere, right? I had these asterisks that you don't need. This is extra. You don't need that, so that's a grammatical error. And then this one has some spelling and, comma errors at the end, but they're mostly good, right? They're mostly good. You have a random sentence out of place, but overall, it's very close. So I would probably put them in exceptional. However, the first one has no identifiable plot or setting, so it gets a 1 in the ideas column, okay? Next one, unified structure and organization. It has a poor opening with a story that lacks any kind of basic structure, so it gets a 1 in organization. Word choice. It has vague language with repetitive words. It's, again, probably a 1. And the last one is that the sentences are too simple or they have choppy writing. So that would probably be 2. So I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So I'd get 11 points out of 30 points, meaning that I would have about a 30-something%. Okay, that's very, very bad. That is very, very much failing. So this is what I'm trying to get across to you as a writer, that it's not enough to just look at the prompt and say, oh, it's about myself, and list a whole bunch of details of yourself. No, we're asking for a narrative. You need to tell a story that has a beginning, middle, and end, includes at least 1 line of dialogue, has a character, and focuses on one specific life event, not just a random list of things about you, okay? So with that said, I think that wraps it up for this video. I just want you to focus on that so that you don't have to go back and rewrite the entire thing. Okay, so good luck, and I will see you soon.